It's your boy, Rich Homeless Quan. What's good, everybody? I'm here to do a little video on a trope that I found mad interesting. TV Tropes calls it the badass and child duo, or the Papa Wolf trope. But I'm gonna call it the Kazuo duo. We're also gonna look at the recent film Logan and its take on this trope. Now, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I don't know shit about kids. Raising kids, taking care of kids, relating to kids. This may or may not have anything to do with the fact that I'm about 50 grand behind in child support payments. Now that I think about it, I've actually only met one of my kids. We had a heartfelt reunion when he was about 23, and I spent half an hour tapping on his window at 4 in the morning while he called the cops. But anyway, as a society, we view kids as vulnerable and unable to fend for themselves. We also see them as precious. They're the hopes for the future. Or at least they're supposed to be. This is why in this trope, we often see the child as being much more important than maybe even they themselves realize.
There is a young mutant sitting in our car.
Yeah, I see.
And where we're taking her, there are others. Does that mean nothing to you?
Yeah, it means nothing to me.
The idea of the Kazuo duo resonates with people so strongly because of this innate need to protect those who are both the most valuable and the most vulnerable. We see it in cinema all the time. There's The Professional, Sin City, True Grit, Les Miserables, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and Aliens. You can also see it in some of the more recent AAA single-player video games. There's Booker and Elizabeth in BioShock Infinite, and Joel and Ellie in The Last of Us. And since we're going to be talking about Logan, there are the obvious comic book relationships Wolverine has with younger mutants. Kitty Pryde, Jubilee, Armor, and of course X-23, who all happen to be young, impressionable mutant girls. Huh. That's, you trying to tell us something, Wolvie? Speaking of Wolverine, the other half to the Kazuo duo, besides the kid, is their badass older companion. One way in storytelling to show somebody a fucking thug is to show them accomplishing things with a handicap. For example, in The Professional, Leon's skill is underscored when he shows that he can do cool shit while also keeping Matilda out of harm's way.
Stay away from the window.
Logan has received plenty of praise for showing us some much needed variety in our superhero movies. Well deserved praise at that. I mean, sure, it's a good ass movie. It accomplishes this redefining of the genre pretty simply. Give us a plot that doesn't involve blue lasers in the sky or fighting off hordes of CGI minions. Logan is great because it shows that the idea of the superhero can be integrated into almost any genre. Logan looks and feels like an old western flick. A bristled old man having to do one last job, long stretches of desolate land, a sense of cynicism, and shit, that reference for Shane wasn't for nothing. Oh yeah, and it also happens to have characters with superpowers. The film also gives its take on the trope of the Kazuo duo. The elderly protector is Logan, and the vulnerable, or not so vulnerable, child is Laura. The film reinforces the idea that children are valuable by making Laura one of the few new mutants to appear in years. In a world where the X-Men are long gone and mutants are on the brink of extinction, Laura is seen as the key to the survival of Homo superior. However, in this trope, the elderly protector is often jaded about the prospect of a new hope. They can't be a true believer from the beginning, but as the importance of their child companion becomes more apparent, or as they bond along their journey, the elderly protector completes their character arc by fully embracing the hope that the child represents. Now here's where the focus of Logan's script gets a bit shaky, at least in my opinion. But as a proud Chicago homeless man, I feel the need to let everybody know my opinion. Anyway, the film centers around Logan's character as he goes from being lost and jaded to learning about the importance of family and having a sense of belonging from none other than Professor X, who plays the role of his father figure. Obviously, Hugh Jackman is the star and Logan is the title character, so it makes sense that the majority of character development is done through Logan's character. And again, like I said, the movie's fucking good, but here's a homeless man's what-if scenario. What if the film had focused more on the trope of the Kazuo duo? Despite the relationship being one of the selling points of the film, there's surprisingly little in the way of interaction between Logan and Laura before Charles Xavier's death. Of course, they experience some trials and tribulations on their journey up north, and we get some heartfelt interaction between the two at the Hidden Mutant Sanctuary. But the only reason I bring up this hypothetical scenario in the first place is because it all leads to a very confusing takeaway message left by Logan at the end of the film before he kicks the bucket.
Don't be what they made you.
Those are the parting words he wants to leave with Laura? Don't be what they make you? What happened to the theme of family? He says this like Laura is reluctant to be a pint-sized killing machine. But the gratuitous violence of the movie makes it pretty clear that she's completely fine with being the best at what she does. Or I guess second best? Well, I mean, the dude's dead, so I guess that makes her first because of, elimination. What if there was a little less time spent on the relationship between Logan and Charles, and a little bit more time spent on the relationship between Logan and Laura? Look at some of the examples of the Kazuo duo I mentioned earlier. In most of them, the elder companion and the kid usually have a rocky relationship to start off, but they usually have a key moment, or several key moments that cement their relationship. Usually, the elder also has some sort of lesson to teach the child. The thing with Logan is that we don't see Laura ever having an aversion to brutally slaughtering people. Look at something like BioShock Infinite. Elizabeth, who was previously naive and innocent, is given a harsh introduction to reality by killing somebody for the first time. She is significantly changed by this, and her elder Booker has to help her deal with these emotions. What if Laura and Logan were a little more like this? Let's look at their interactions in some of the comics. In the X-Force series, Wolverine gets pissed at Cyclops for putting Laura on a special forces team to kill people, something X-Men usually don't do. He generally tries to keep her away from a violent lifestyle, away from what she was bred and designed to do. Comic book Laura is also very good at cutting heads off, but it would make more sense here for Logan to tell her, don't be what they make you, than it would in the film where Logan don't really give a fuck that this 11-year-old is dragging severed heads around like it's nothing. It would have been cool to see Logan want to keep Laura away from violence like many elders in the Kazuo duo. Then you could have a scene where Laura loses it and goes berserk and fucks up a bunch of people. Logan then has to calm her down and tell her that she don't have to be so fucking violent. Then it would make sense for Logan's parting words to be,
Don't be what they made you.
I guess this is a nitpick because the movie is fine either way. It's just that I find the dynamic of the Kazuo duo to be pretty damn fascinating, and I thought Logan would be a perfect place to showcase this type of relationship in a superhero setting. Shoot, then again, the counter-argument of all this could be that Logan's ending message reinforces the idea of family by having him give us some fatherly advice, which renders my arguments in this video pretty much void. Shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Y'all fucked up thinking a homeless dude could get some good film analysis. How the fuck is my welfare? Shoot.